Today we're looking at the upcoming expansion for Streets of Tarkov, which is potentially massive, and we'll see where these teased screenshot locations actually are, as you can see some of them right now in the current version of the game. We'll be using this map and this map from Rima, who is a legend of Tarkov 3D map making, starting with Concordia, so let's go and visit the location. So our first location, as you can see, is going to be Concordia, which we have the main Concordia apartment blocks around here, the construction site here, we have the Sparger shop there, and we have the really tall Concordia building up here. So if we flick over to the picture, what we can see here is the really tall Concordia building up at the top here, and this is the back of the main apartment block that we can see. And what this looks like is that the road is going to extend in a kind of triangle here, and there's going to be a bit that runs just alongside the inside of Concordia. And we can see this if we go from the big tall Concordia building and out of this gate over here, which normally starts closed, we can see a landmark which tells us basically where we are and where this is going to be. So there is a big green bus down there, which you can actually see on the picture right here, and that's the first one that makes it clear that this is going to be the main street. There's a street that runs down here, and then there's this street there which is going to cut back across and go back down the rear side of Concordia. So the next one that's interesting is this helicopter one, and we've got this yellow car which we can actually see here. So the helicopter is going to be around here. Now I know that we can't see the ambulance in this particular picture, but I'm gonna have to stick a helicopter in here at some point. And it becomes even more obvious if we go up to the burger spot sign, we backpedal our way on. If you go front ways, you fall off it halfway up. When we get up near to the top, we can see on the picture, so we've got the yellow car here, and we're gonna have the helicopter kind of behind it. It's blocked by trees in the previous photos, so you can't actually see it, which is quite sneaky. Then we've got this blue pallet, which is right here. And then we've got this suitcase next to the car here. So all these three things are pretty much as they are right now. They're going to rejig this stuff, so the ambulance is going to disappear and the helicopter is going to appear in here. We're going to be able to run all the way down this street, all the way down this street, cut back across like a triangle, all the way back to here. So hopefully we'll be able to run around the entirety of Concordia, which I think will be really, really good. Like right now, the only ways that you can get out if you're actually in here is through this gate, past the main building over here into the kind of scav central bit by Lexos, or you have to go through construction / the Sparger section. It is quite closed off. There's no other way that you can get out round the back. So if we can go round the outside of Concordia, I think that's going to really help this area of the map feel a little bit more fluid. Right, this next one seems quite obscure. We've got a white van that I can't really see anywhere. I had to look at where Rima says that this thing should be, but the only thing that I can see in this picture that really makes sense is this fencing here. So if we go to this position, so we've actually come away from construction, the main big Concordia building here, Sparger there, this is the street down to car dealership over here, and this is Check 15 itself. This building, interestingly, is Check 13, but you can't go in it yet, so no one calls it anything at the moment. If you look past this, you can actually see this kind of fencing, which is exactly what we saw on this picture over here, which I think is maybe why Rima thinks that it's going to be in this area. There might be some other clues that he's been able to see that I haven't. This building, you can see that this is taller than this one over here. And if we do actually go all the way to the other side, so this is Check 15, this is Check 13, that is Concordia over here, you can see the height difference, but I'm not sure if this really makes total sense compared to the picture. We've got one of these yellow brick buildings here and then a red brick building there with the railings. It kind of works, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't quite know exactly how this fits in. He thinks that it's round this corner and round the edge there. There's one that's even more obscure, which is this one. And he thinks that that's even further around. I was trying to find some place where I could see this kind of like stepped roofing, but I couldn't really find it. So these are two supposedly in there. I'll pop up the picture that Rima had just so you can see exactly where he thinks it is. I'm not sure. I couldn't actually find exactly where this one is, but let's move on to the next one. Now, one that's kind of cool. We're coming down, I think you pronounce this Zmedzki, maybe? Zmedzki Alley. If we come down here, this is where the kind of restaurant is, where you get the Skybridge key, and all the way over to Check 15, and then even onto Concordia after that, which is down here. We've got this little alleyway there and one of the extracts over here. This archway tunnel, you can actually see this. This is an older picture, this one here. This archway tunnel is that archway that we can see right ahead of us. And we know this because we can actually see this from the other side. There's also the green truck, which kind of confirms that it's this one. It's like green truck is like right here. And so it just makes sense that this is the right one. But this is an interesting thing because this is kind of part of the next street along. And this is Klimov Street. This is the one that you currently get shot at all the way back, all the way at the bottom end, if you go past when there's snipers and you haven't lit off the flare. So it's going to be cool to be able to go through here to the next one. And we're going to skip up further up the road and see what's a little bit further up, because there's actually a few more cool things, including the Terror Group building, which I think is awesome. Right, so the Terror Group building. This is probably the best place that I've been able to see it from. which is down the main street here. And you've got Pinewood up above you, up there. And then back through, this is kind of post office building and the various apartments and Skybridge sort of over here, this kind of area. The best place that I've found to see it is probably on this truck. If you jump up onto the trolley, you jump up onto the truck, and jump up onto this thing, you can see, and this is Klimov Street again, you can actually see the Terror Group building pretty easily here, actually. So this whole huge massive set of offices. Now, who knows whether Labs is going to be under this or not? I have no clue. This is kind of neat, the fact that the Terror Group building's right here. I'd never actually noticed that it was already on the map and just available and visible from Pinewood Hotel and from kind of the end. Now, if you step over here currently, if you go past this right now, obviously you get shot. So you have to go down here and use the green flares so that you don't get shot. But it looks like that might be getting relaxed in this next piece. If we can kind of continue going off down this road, maybe a little bit, I don't know. There's one other kind of interesting thing about this. So if you turn left from where we were looking, the Terror Group building is kind of back this way. If you go back to here and then over to the next one, this is another old picture. I was trying to verify this one myself by running across and trying to get shot and using loads of stims and stuff. Turns out we don't actually need to. We can see this picture in the other picture here. This building is this one. So you see there's the two taller buildings there and this little pink one kind of in between. If we zoom out and go back to the original one, this is this. So we already know that that's just further down the street here. And then the Terror Group building, as we said before, is right there. So we've got the archway. After that, the pink building down there. And then we've got Terror Group up here. Pretty neat, eh? Now, the final one from the outside is this one here. So we're still outside Pinewood. The Terror Group building is just over there. This is some kind of like shopping mall, shopping center, something of that kind. So we can see this here already on the map. If we look at the teaser screenshot that we've got this here. Now, it looks like we're probably going to be able to go inside. There are actually a bunch of different pictures inside, which is awesome. And it looks like we're going to be able to go into maybe both sections of the mall, like this one and this one. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to wait and see, but it's pretty neat. Basically, this extends all the way from the top side of Pinewood Hotel all the way down around the back of Concordia. Like, this could be absolutely enormous. This could make the map incredibly huge. Now, there is one other piece where we get to see something that has got a little bit bigger, and that's inside Pinewood Hotel. Like, Pinewood right now, it's actually pretty static and straightforward. You just go up these stairs, you just one long corridor all the way down to the bottom, and then down the stairs again. A lot of it's blocked off, so you can't go into a lot of it. But we can see that there's the Gene Burn logo here, and there is one of the internal photos that you can figure out that it's in Pinewood because you can see Gene Bird out of the window. And that is this one. So if you can see here, this is some kind of conference hall. This must be on, I don't know, like one of the higher levels that we can't access right now. But out of the window, you can see the Gene Burn logo. And this is pretty clearly this out here. So I imagine the conference room is, you know, in one of these. I don't know exactly which one it's going to be, but it's going to be slightly higher up. So yeah, maybe we'll have more verticality in the new version. I don't know. It's going to be pretty nice. So there are actually just a whole bunch of screenshots. I might just upload them all in one place so you can see all the inside ones as well. Some of them are much harder to place, but what we're going to do very finally is to try to cross the street with the snipers. I've already got Abdul Boss 2 on, which gives you a huge health buff, and I'm going to pop a load of other stims as well, which give us extra health. Propitol, we're going to do Perforteran because that gives you the extra 1.5. We're going to do ETG. We're going to run past and we're going to see the back end of the little alleyway. I don't think we'll be able to see the pink house. I think we'll probably die too quickly, but let's see. Let's just see if we can get out there and have a little look. Go, go, go. So there's the alleyway there, you see? And I think the pink house is further down. We can't really see it because it's too stuck behind trees. But yeah, the snipers take you out almost instantly, even if you have all of the regenning stims. So I love these kind of teasers, and it looks like we'll be seeing it for real pretty soon. So good luck in the upcoming wipe, whenever it is. A big shout out to all my patrons, and as always, have fun in your raids.